Hello everybody, my name is Michael Krähenbühl. I'm Digital Experience Architect and partner at Inside Labs. And today I'm extremely happy to be here and talk to you about technology, about data, and most importantly, how the two things together allow us to create exceptional, meaningful experiences for human beings. Of course, I would have loved to meet you all in person today and have more of an interactive session, but unfortunately, Mother Nature wanted it differently this time. So, yeah, here we are. My first take on an online lecture. I hope you enjoy it. I hope to inspire you. I want to give you some cases of what we do at Inside Labs, but also open it up to think a bit more about human centric design and what that actually means to each and every one of us. So I hope you enjoy and talk to you on Monday. In 2016, I had the amazing opportunity of joining a bunch of highly talented people in Lax, this little town here in the middle of the Swiss Alps. We were a very small team in an even smaller office. So there would be two people working on the same desk, and half of the room's walls were covered with blackboards, which made it this nerdy kind of hacker style war room, which we actually quite like, to be completely honest with you. But anyways, this was the beginning of Inside Labs. And this was one of our first master plans. Of course, written on a blackboard. And if we zoom in a little, we can identify the main goals of this master plan. Number 1, know your customer. 2, create wow experiences. And 3, change the way work gets done. So what was this all about in this tiny office? It actually was the team Reto Gurtner, president of the board of the resort of Lax, put together to follow one single purpose: put the customer first. In his words, be as customer-centric as it gets. Forget all the politics and bullshit we deal with in tourism. Forget about company structures and department business goals, and use the power of technology to create seamless experiences for our guests. While our mission has not changed much since the early days of the dark, tiny office, today we are a team of 16 people with 9 nationalities and still zero bullshit. We call ourselves a remote first company, so we gave up our office 2 years ago. However, we are privileged to have access to the co-working space in Lax, which is in the middle of the ski resort on 2,252 meters above sea level. It's actually the upper floor of the building you see here, and from the inside it looks like that. At Inside Labs, we build next generation digital engagement platforms, and our vision is to craft the best digital customer experiences for resorts and destinations. We work together with some of the biggest names in Swiss tourism and are also consulting many other companies on topics such as digital transformation, customer centricity, and innovation. We were honored to get rewarded for our work multiple times, while we still try to be humble and focus on tomorrow rather than celebrating yesterday's prizes. So here's what our product looks like for most of the people. For the majority of people, this is the output of Inside Labs' work. Mobile apps. We built technology. Yes, we do. 10 out of the 16 team members are developers, and people call us the tech startup from the Alps. But our technology itself is not what makes these apps have a user base of 300,000 users. It's not the technology alone that makes 40,000 people open the Inside Logs app every day. But unfortunately, in the hype of digitization and the race to become a digital leader, it gets forgotten why we actually built technology in the first place. When I'm not crafting customer experiences with my team, I'm usually on client acquisition with our CEO and founder, Chris Pazila. We go and talk to industry leaders, most of them C-level executives, And while most of the conversations are highly interesting and super inspiring, when it comes to reasoning why one should invest in technology, there seems to be a weird understanding of that. We get reasons like, well, we have to invest in technology because this is going to foster my company to be innovative. Um, we are going to be able to cut costs and to automate a lot of processes. And well, we simply need to be digital nowadays. So we have to invest in it. And my personal favorite is when people get to the conclusion, we need an app. Okay. When we ask why, most of often the answer is we want something like Inside Lux. So we need an application, a mobile application. Well, yes, of course, Inside Lux is a mobile app. You can download it from the App Store. But it's not simply about digitizing your slope map and weather information and transform it into a digital product. Digitization is not about transforming the things we already have today into digital format. So for us, Inside Lux is not an app. It's more than that. For us, it is a digital engagement platform. And if you want to be even more detailed about it, it is a data collection engine powering a campaigning platform with an integrated loyalty program that facilitates commerce. And the simple reason why we put all of these elements into a mobile application is because for 99% of the world's population, it is the most advanced piece of technology they own. So you can use your high-end camera to scan the credit card number. You can use your geolocation tracking to easily navigate through a city you've never been before, or also call an Uber, or order food to your place. Or you can also use facial recognition to allow for a payment to go through. And all these technologies open up a huge playground for us as developers to craft digital experiences. Then it is out of question that smartphones have become a huge part of our lives. This is a study from the Boston Consulting Group in which they've asked thousands of US citizens what they would give up instead of their smartphones. More than 3 in 10 would stop seeing their friends in person. Well, unfortunately, this just became the reality anyways, but yeah. A third of the questioned people would rather give up sex for a year. Imagine that. And so on and so forth. You can see for yourself. The results seem to be quite stunning, but if you really think about it and you're being honest with yourself, your answers might look quite similar, I guess. This is another way to illustrate what a big part of mobile phones have become of our lives. If I think about that even my parents are toilet texting, this is when I really realize mobile phones are omnipresent across generations, continents, and religions. They have clearly become an extension of us. You will spend approximately 41% of your life in front of a screen. Imagine that. Most probably, your smartphone knows you better than your loved ones. Maybe it even knows you better than you do. And it is clearly becoming an extension of us, really. So, for all of us, as experienced designers, as content creators, as digital marketers, it is an amazing privilege we have. Because we get all these tools, all the tools we need to create experiences that people are going to use. So let's focus on creating meaningful experiences that connect with people at that human level. So, what is human-centered design? I won't give you a clear definition of what human-centered design is today because I want to know what it means to you. I truly believe every one of us might perceive it a bit differently. And this is also why I ask you to write down a brief interpretation of human-centered design. Please be honest. Please feel free to write whatever you really think human-centered design means to you. And but what I will share with you today are a couple of principles which I think should be followed when crafting meaningful digital experiences. And a good place to start from is becoming aware that we all have a moral responsibility to craft relevant, valuable, and sustainable digital experiences. But let me be more specific. So, we first are going to look at how we become highly relevant by eliminating people's pain points. We then are going to have a look at how to use technology and data to create magic moments and thus be valuable for the human beings using our technology. And last, how we should think beyond the present in order to still be relevant tomorrow. So, I want to give you a couple of case studies on how we create meaningful digital experiences at Inside Labs. And I said before, the majority of our clients are in ski resort industry, and skiing holidays can be amazing. I personally love it. But let's be honest, they can also become very quickly a true pain. Because a family's car departing to the Alps might look something like this. And if you're lucky, you're gonna make some friends. A lot of friends, maybe also too many friends on a nice day. And while you're expecting days like these, you might get a week of that. So, how can we use technology and data to eliminate as many negative experiences as possible and make a customer's journey to go skiing as seamless as possible? So, here are some examples. So, one of the biggest pains you face on a sunny weekend day when you get to a ski resort is the parking situation. There are not many more annoying things than when you get to the ski resort and you can't find a parking lot. However, it's often the reality. And our answer to that was the inside parking. We created the inside parking by simply taking 60 parking spots at a premium location just next to the exit of the parking garage, leading to this gondola here, which elevates you 1,000 vertical meters in only 12 minutes, right into the heart of the ski resort. And we separated these parking spots with a simple barrier. Like that, we created a VIP parking, only bookable on the Inside Labs app. And while a regular parking spot costs about 13 francs a day, people pay up to 40 Swiss francs for an inside parking on a crowded weekend day. They simply love the convenience of not having to look for a parking spot. And at the same time, we increase the yield of one single parking spot by 400%. And this is another example. This is how simple the ticket purchase flow looks like. Instead of queuing at the ticket counter, guests in Zermatt and Lax can buy their lift passes within seconds online on the app. On the day the ticket is valid, the first thing you'll see when you open the app is a reminder to pick up your ticket if you've not done so yet. Tapping on it leads you straight to a map which shows you the fastest way and to the closest pickup station. And once you made your way to the pickup station, the QR code will be the first thing to show up in the app. So you can simply scan it at the pickup station, claim your ticket, skip the queue at the ticket counter, and get straight to the mountain. By far the most effective way of dealing with queuing anxiety is showing people the queues. It's a very simple method and we all know it from Google Maps. So we introduced a premium function in the app which shows you the number of people which are on the mountain every day, and you also get a queue alert camera. So it's kind of a webcam, but instead of showing the beautiful mountain scenery, it shows you the queues of each and every lift station. So this allows you to see exactly where there's a lot of traffic, where there are a lot of people, and allows you to decide for yourself if you want to go to that lift and queue or navigate around you. And people really appreciate it. It's highly appreciated because I think it's just important for users to have this sense of autonomy that this gives them to decide themselves. These were a couple of our examples. But now I want to give you a more generic approach on how you can get into the mindset of eliminating pain points. So no matter what you are creating, be it a website, an online store, an online strategy for your dad's furniture shop, or a simple blog, always think about the entire customer journey. Take a piece of paper, draw this classic customer journey of it, and think about it, where your users, your audience start, and where do you want them to go, and where does the journey actually end. Think beyond just your product and try to identify the pain points for you to then come in, be creative, and try to eliminate them. The second thing is make your stuff easily accessible. So if you write the best blog content but nobody finds it, if you sell the best products but nobody gets how to hit the checkout button, it's worthless, really. I will never forget when a good friend of mine called me up, yelled into his phone, "Why the hell don't you take my money? I just want to give you my money. So let me give you my money." And I first really didn't get it, but then he explained he was trying to purchase tickets and rentals on the Inside Lux app, and he just simply couldn't figure out how to do it. So yeah, make sure it's easy to access your stuff. Make sure it's easy to purchase. Then use the right channels. We are in a war of attention. Like, so many blog posts are created every day. So make sure you use the right channel to target the audience you want to reach, and also make sure you use multiple channels, because most of the people are not only using LinkedIn or only using Instagram. And another thing I wanna make you aware of is that people are starting to blend their business and private channels. So you're not on LinkedIn when you're working and on Instagram when you're off. Not really, are you? That's just not the truth anymore. So use different channels all the time to market business, but also non-business content. So let's have a look at how we create magic moments. But the question, I guess, is that we have to answer first is, what are magic moments? And magic moments is really about creating these meaningful experiences for people. Then only when the moment is meaningful, it becomes this magical moment of your holiday, which you will never forget and you will be telling your grandchildren. This is Steinbock Wedi, and he's been ranked on number 1 of the leaderboard for 3 years in a row now. The skiing season in Laux usually has a bit over 140 days, and this 74-year-old guy was skiing on 137 days of it. He got featured on the locals newspaper. He occupies a spot on the resort's Wall of Fame, and everybody really in and around the resort knows him, Steinbock Wedi. He also is one of the most active app users and a great ambassador for Lux and the Inside Lux app. By introducing gamification mechanics into the app, we increased the app engagement by over 300%. If you go skiing in Lux, the app tracks your performance, such as how many vertical meters you've ridden, how many ski days you've had this season, and also you can compare yourself with your friends on leaderboards. But the biggest impact the introduction of gamification had really was it created an extremely strong community in Lux. I remember well when one of the evenings Reto Gurtner walked into our office, and totally excited we presented him this new idea of showing everyone their stats their performance, and that the users would be able to collect badges and compare themselves on the leaderboard. And his reaction was, nice, the kids might like it. And also, we were not sure what to expect or how the people would react to it. But only 2 weeks after introducing the gamification, we realized we hit something big. Everybody was talking about it on the chairlifts. It gave the people a simple icebreaker to talk to each other, get to know each other, and make real life connections. And this was extremely powerful in Lux. And in the upcoming summer, we'll take the gamification to a whole new level. We will transform Lenzerheide into one big virtual playground, as we will allow users to track their performance when they're mountain biking, join clans, and fight in battles for the crown of Bike Kingdom. But I won't spoil any more detail about this project, as it soon will be online and you can experience it for yourselves. Here's a short definition of what gamification actually means. It is the craft of deriving all the fun and engaging elements found in games and applying them to real-world or productive cases or scenarios. It is an extremely powerful way of creating online engagement. This I can tell you for sure. And so try it out, please. Go out, apply it to your own projects. If you're interested to learn more, I can really recommend yukaichao.com. It is a blog of a gamification expert, most known for his Octalysis framework, which summarizes the 8 core drives of the gamification concept in a simple model. It's definitely worth checking it out, even if the website looks a bit nerdy. And he also has cases for almost any type of online business, so don't think you have to run a ski resort to make use of gamification. All right, let's move on to number 3. Think beyond the present and create sustainable customer experiences. In most of the cases, when you create a digital experience, it is also about creating a long-lasting relationship to your audience or customer. But be careful. One thing I want to tell you is that we are at war because our customer relationship is under threat. And if we don't react fast, you will lose it. What I'm talking about here is that it is getting harder and harder to not only build up a customer relationship, but also to own it. In order to communicate to your audience, you should have a direct line to your audience. I'm talking about something like an email address or a mobile phone number. Simply a way of how to activate your community and actively contact your audience on their most used device, their smartphone. So start thinking about ways how to get email addresses of your blog readers, for example. And once you get it, make sure you stay relevant. Show appreciation, surprise your audience with relevant content again and again in order to stay relevant and create a long-lasting relationship, and personalize your communication based on data as good as possible. Another thing you can do to stay relevant in the long run is to include your audience, because people love online interactions. Think about the Facebook like button or the Netflix thumbs up and down. It just simply makes your website, your blog, your app, whatever you have, just more playful and more fun to use. And it also really shows that you care about your audience. You care about what they think and what they have to contribute to your content. So I'll give you some examples of our clients. So Zermatt, for example, sets up weekly quizzes and also very specific surveys in which they ask their customers about opinion to certain matters. Then during these Corona times, we posted in Lux on the Inside Lux app receipts of local dishes, and if the reader was within the destination, we then went on and asked them if they would be interested to order the required ingredients to cook this dish. After having enough answers to know that the product would not fail, we now introduced a home delivery service on the app. In the first week of being live, we already delivered food to some 300 households. So I really want to encourage you to allow your communicate to interact with you, include your community. There are a lot of simple, very simple tools you can start with. These are three of my favorites. Typeform, extremely simple, beautiful user experience as well to use it actually. Then Google Forms, it's for free. So I guess you guys know it already. It's set up within some clicks. So, and then the last but not least, probably almost the most famous one is SurveyMonkey. If you want to go a bit further there, you soon pay a little fee, but also it's totally worth it. So these are three very simple tools you can use to integrate into your blog and start asking questions, start including your audience. Another thing you got to become if you want to be around in the long run and you want to maintain a customer relationship in the long run is a pragmatic innovator. What does that mean? Please don't be one that says you need a 50-page strategy to start your online blog or a huge business plan for every new feature you want to implement into your online product. Build it, put it online, then test it. Learn and improve from it and make it better every day. The number of friends offering online yoga via Instagram, Zoom, and Skype, and Google Hangouts, whatever it be, is stunning to me, really. Some of them had a yoga studio before, but others also don't. But they all are adapting to the circumstances that the new coronavirus is putting us in. Swiss schools are also teaching their students remote. A friend of mine, a good buddy of mine, another thing you got to become if you want to be around in the long run and you want to maintain a customer relationship in the long run is a pragmatic innovator. What does that mean? Please don't be one that says you need a 50-page strategy to start your online blog or a huge business plan for every new feature you want to implement into your online product. Build it, put it online, then test it. Learn and improve from it and make it better every day. The number of friends offering online yoga via Instagram, Zoom, and Skype, and Google Hangouts, whatever it be, is stunning to me, really. Some of them had a yoga studio before, but others also don't. But they all are adapting to the circumstances that the new coronavirus is putting us in. Swiss schools are also teaching their students remote. So think pragmatic and be open for change, and technology will really help you make it happen. I want to finish up with 3 learnings I've had on human-centered design over the last 4 years of my work experience. Number 1, I learned from my friend Dr. Annika Eberle. She researches the impact gamified technology has on people's life. And what she explained me was that if we create meaningful experiences, we contribute to humans' overall well-being. Because these magic moments we trigger with gamification, they satisfied very implicit psychological needs each and every one of us has. So there is a good model that shows these inner needs, and I can only recommend to have this model handy when you think about creating new digital experiences. It's called the drama model. Detachment and recovery. People need to escape the daily life and reality from time to time, and digital experiences designed right can definitely assist doing that. Then the second thing is that people love autonomy. They like to feel in control of things and being able to take the right decisions. Giving them the right data to do so is therefore extremely powerful. Mastery. For me, it was really interesting to realize that people not only chase their career goals or sport goals, but also seek new challenges to master on their vacations. So make sure you give them their challenges. We all seek meaning, without a doubt, in everything we do. It gets more and more important for our society, so try to find out your audience's values and think about how you can create experiences which are in line with these values and are of meaning for them. And last, affiliation. We want to be part of something bigger, and community creation is the keyword to take away here. Learning number 2, business problems do not necessarily have to be in conflict with human problems. It is absolutely okay to think about human problems first nowadays, and then figure out how you can solve the humans' problems and still make it viable for your business too. My goal was really to show you that with the cases in this presentation, and I really hope I achieved that. And last, let's give our best to craft experiences that are not only functional and transactional, but also delightful and meaningful, that not only reduce friction, but make people actually feel better. And please remember that you all have a moral responsibility to craft relevant, valuable, and sustainable digital experiences. So forget users and start thinking people. That was it from my side. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon, and if you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up via email or LinkedIn. And make sure you follow Inside Labs on Instagram and LinkedIn to see some of the fun stories happening behind the scenes. Once again, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate having this opportunity to share my experiences with you all. Stay home, stay healthy, make sure we get out of this together, and see you guys soon.